We are here in the Adventist University in Dakini, Haiti, where nearly 20,000 people are camped out here in these makeshift tents after the 7-magnitude earthquake hit the country last week. You see entire families here next to each other camped out after they lost their homes.
Adrian American Division knew from the beginning that we would need to lead the charge. It's our territory, our people, and we could not be absent in the intense opening moments. We decided to forge ahead without everything known, go to Dominican Republic, rent a car, and just keep pushing until we got across the border and into Port-au-Prince. Our strategy worked. We were able to reach Port-au-Prince in 2 days, and there were many little challenges along the way, crossing the border, and plenty of traffic, but eventually we got here. The moment we got here, we assessed the damage, we threw away the debris that had fallen from the earthquake, and we began to put everything back in order. A completely spick and span warehouse and office system, even though it had been crippled by lack of electricity and lack of internet services and lack of water. Very quickly we got those items online so that we could start to function as an office, and we began contacting international agencies. But at the same time, we had international NGOs along with us in our convoy, and one of them being Global Medics. Within an hour and a half, they took their small, compact equipment over to the Adventist University site, where there are upwards of 20,000 IDPs or displaced persons, and they put a pure water system into effect where the people could line up with their bottles and drink clean, pure water in just hours. That water now continues to flow. The camp is satisfied. The lines have shrunk because people have a little reserve. But we know for sure that this camp has pure water. That was the first thing we did.
So our Global Medic team here is on the ground with ADRA, and we've managed to install a large-scale water purification system to get all the folks that are living in this university campus clean drinking water. In addition to that, we've restored clean drinking water to the hospital, and we've got portable units out on motorcycles being set up in little neighborhoods here in the town so that the people that are isolated and cut off and can't really come up and get water from tankers are getting clean drinking water. By doing all this, we're serving over 30,000 people daily, and we're hoping to avoid an outbreak of cholera. We've got a 6-member team. Some of them have been working in the hospital. Our doctors have been doing amputations, and our medics have been kicking in, lending a hand, starting IVs, giving out vaccinations, and then our water team's been out installing these systems.
The second thing we did is we contacted the United Nations, and the United Nations said, we have high-protein biscuits for you. And so we got on the list, we arranged the time the next day, we met the convoy. We had armed guards, we had everything organized in the camps, and in fact we had an extra contingent of what they call the Blue Hats from the United Nations to help keep things secure during distribution. It was almost biblical, both in proportion and in method, because these camps are in sections, and the sections stayed sitting, and we had volunteers, 100 or so volunteers, spread out among the entire population of this camp, and they took box after box off the truck until they found the right number for their section. And the people calmly stayed where they were, and the helpers and the volunteers took the packages of high-protein biscuits and delivered them one by one to each family location or each family address. Of course, it's only a tent, but it's still an address. After we were successful in giving food and water, then we found that we needed other things. We were running out of fuel, and there's no fuel to be found in the country. We knew that the Dominican Republic might be the answer, but just by blessing, by chance, if you want to say, we were able to accept a shipment of water from the Dominican Republic. The officials from the U.S. government working in the Dominican Republic, asked one of our ADRA workers there on the border that was just waiting to cross if he knew where an NGO in Port-au-Prince could receive 2 truckloads of water. They made the phone call, we accepted, guaranteed the warehousing and the quick discharge of their vehicles, and the water was delivered within hours. But that led to a second delivery. The official was impressed enough with our operation that without telling us, he sent 6 40-foot trailers full of water the following day. But inside those trailers was a little surprise. We had also ordered fuel, and that fuel, 8 barrels of diesel, was able to come along with that shipment into our compound. It happened just in the nick of time, because the Seventh-day Adventist Hospital contacted us only 3 hours after the fuel delivery and said, if we do not have a couple of barrels of fuel, we'll have to shut down the hospital, it'll interrupt surgery, and the entire place will be without electricity and lights. Fortunately, those barrels made it to the hospital compound and were used to keep the generator running all night until the next day.
This is the Adventist Hospital of Haiti, and as you know, since the earthquake, the hospital has opened its doors to the population, and we are receiving quite a bit of patients every day, approximately 100 to 250 a day. For now, we have about 500 patients on the ground, and we are doing our best to take care of them. We have many physicians, nurses from everywhere trying to help us, French, American, people from the Dominican Republic. We really appreciate their help, but we still need help.
This is a horrible situation. When you see patients coming from the surgery room to a tent to recuperate with amputations, it is a horrible situation. And so we are so thankful. The university, it's bordering to a crisis. But today we decided ADRA will take it over and run it. And then the hospital needs your care. So we continue to encourage you, please continue supporting the recovery and the help that the Haitian people need.
ADRA Haiti has existed for 30 years responding to the needs of this country. And the ADRA International Network has been privileged to respond vigorously in the last several days to the tragedy of the earthquake disaster. As you can see, ADRA is here right now. It has already been here, but it's here right now in a big way. Thousands of people are being fed, thousands of people are getting water, thousands of people are being helped right now by ADRA. But ADRA is going to stay here. We will not be leaving in 2 weeks or 3 weeks when the television cameras leave. ADRA's plans after we have been able to take care of immediate needs of food, water, shelter, clothing, ADRA's long-term project will be to return people back to a flourishing life, to help them rebuild their homes, to rebuild their lives, and that will take years. And so if ADRA's been here for 30 years, unless Jesus comes, we will be here for another 30 years, vigorous and active, much more active than we've been in the last several years. The world weeps for Haiti, and ADRA will have dramatic programming that will touch thousands of lives as we respond in the name of Jesus to the care that people need here in this desperate now country.